Hello and welcome, family, to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life truly on your own terms. You know, there's been so much interruption for this particular shows, which makes me know that it is crucial and necessary. Of course, special shout out to our Patreon family. Thanks to everyone that has also subscribed to the channel and everyone who sends us love donations through PayPal. If you want to support the channel, the links are definitely down in the description. Family, I'm telling you, regime change is still going on till this very day. And, you know, we've been so distracted with everything that's happening in the world. We've been pulled into the global lens, the global narrative, that we don't see what's happening in our own backyards. Like, family, there's just been another regime change. And you know, the thing is, I was seeing the signs and the patterns, but now is when I'm getting the full picture. And what has happened, family, is that so basically, Biden has sent troops back to Africa. To Somalia to help with terrorists. But get this, it's much deeper than that, family. It's way, way deeper than that. So what happened is the divided states tried to sneak in a deal, an oil producing deal with Somalia to do some, exploration for hydrocarbons and offshore. And you can see the agreement here. And so they signed this agreement with the divided states, where they were going to give the divided states like the rights to go and do offshore exploration and get the oil, etc., etc. Immediately, like hours within the passing of that deal, which was extremely against the people, the president of Somalia and the prime minister cancelled the deal. And they said they made a swift reversal on oil exploration deal signed with a US company, and that Saturday, literally less than 48 hours after the document was signed. So basically, okay, let me just because this thing has me so emotional that they're still doing this in plain freaking sight. So on Saturday, the Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, a guy called Abdi Rashid Mohammed Ahmed, announced that production sharing agreements had been signed with US-based firm Coastline Exploration. And Ahmed said in a statement that the deal was a huge moment for Somalia. Blah, 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 he'd been told what to say. And he said, recently completed seismic programs indicate that Somalia has the potential to become a significant oil and gas producing country. The deal would accelerate our roadmap of hydrogen exploration. But before the ink could even dry, family, the president came out and said, and the prime minister announced that the deal was off. So in a statement, the office of the president said the deal was nullified. The presidential palace Villa Somalia tweeted that it contravenes a presidential decree of the 7th of August 2021, which bans the inking of deals during elections so as to protect public resources from exploitation during elections. And so then the next thing that happened, and then, they said, the alleged production sharing agreement purportedly signed by the Minister of Petroleum with a foreign entity, U.S. company, regarding Somalia oil reserves is illegal, unacceptable. Since it wasn't done through legal avenues, I will take all appropriate measures to protect our national resources. That's what the president said in the presidential palace, and he was supported by Farmer Joe, who is the prime minister. Get this, family. Soon after, there were elections in Somalia, and they said that the people of Somalia couldn't vote because Al-Shabaab, you just check who's behind Al-Shabaab, controlled most of the country. And so what they did is they got a couple hundred lawmakers to kind of run this election. And I think it was covered widely in the international press how a couple of hundred people were actually deciding, 328 lawmakers who voted were actually going to decide the fate of 16 million people. And the guy who was elected was the puppet president who was kicked out in 2017 when Somalia, moved to remove the imperialist power. So then, family, this is so messed up. So Farmer Joe, the guy who didn't want, who canceled the U.S. deal, he was kicked out. I think he only got 110 votes, and this other guy got 214 votes. And then immediately after, less than 48 hours later, Biden announces that he's sending the military in to Somalia to protect against the terrorists. The same military that Trump had removed. So you see how this works, family? You think Biden really cares about the children of Somalia? He doesn't even care about the children of the US. Hey, stories for other days. Let me not even get into that. But family, are you serious? You see how it works? And they're saying that this guy, the guy who's now returned, a former puppet of the divided states, he's talking about how we need to unite the country together. I'm here to bring national unity. No, he's here now to bring in the will of the divided states. That's how he made it. And this is why, family, this is a real life example. This is why, family, Mali has avoided elections, regardless of what the international rhetoric tries to tell you, democracy, this and that. Because the minute Farmer Joe said he didn't want this deal, already, because he had tried to extend his power, but already the international media cycle was talking about how he was trying to extend his power, he was trying to stay in power, he was trying to, avert democracy. So they start this massive disinformation campaign to bring the guy down. And then who knows how many of these Somalians have received a little gift. The ones who voted received a little gift to put in this former leader that the Somali people don't want. That's why they kicked him out, because they wanted to bring in reforms. It's as simple as family. They don't change their approach. And this is something that Mali should be hyper aware of right now, family. It's funny how the construction always comes when I'm doing these kind of stories. This is what Mali should be warned of. Mali should be aware that they may face an Arab Spring situation where all of a sudden the people who have supported them till this time through certain psychological warfare all of a sudden turn on the presidency. I mean, didn't you hear what the German foreign minister said, the rhetoric that she put out, that they were with the citizenry of Mali, but they didn't support the government of Mali? And the reason I keep bringing it back down to Mali is, remember what Bob Marley said, family. He said, we just need one country in Africa to be free. Just one. And that will be a game changer. All the other nations will be liberated. That's why they fought Ethiopia so much with this Grand Renaissance Dam. And now they just got rid of this Somali prime minister. As in, oh, you don't want our deal? Okay, let's have elections. Okay, let's bring this corrupt leader that the people of Somalia rejected. Let's bring him back so that we can run our operations. I mean, it's getting disgusting how obvious and in your face these things are. Family. If we're not going to do something about it, trust me, the Spirit of Africa is going to do something about it. Notes have been taken. Those Akashic records have been written. It's not business as usual on the African continent. And we are a new breed of African. Like, family, this made me so angry. And they always lie through their teeth. Biden, you think it's Biden who's even running the government? Sleepy Joe, you think he's in charge? We're watching Obama 3.0. If you look, these are all Obama policies, man. And they're back in Somalia. Because I told you, Somalia, not only do they have a massive oil reserve of sweet oil, which is the highest level oil, because it doesn't need as much refinement and it can be used for so many other petroleum products. But they also have a massive, massive stockpile of uranium. And guess what now they're saying? That I don't know how many millions of Somalians are now facing starvation or facing a famine-like situation. I mean, family, the way they do it, the way they sacrifice our people, You know, for so long we've said oil is a curse to Africa. Because whenever they discover oil somewhere in Africa, famine comes, war comes, the terrorists show up, instability comes. And then all of a sudden we get foreign occupation in the name of peace and helping us, when they hate the people that look like us in their own country. I mean, what is wrong with us? Seriously, what is wrong with us? And it's not about even taking to the streets. It's to say mentally, enough is enough. Get angry enough where you say, no, this must change. Where you call out on the Most High, family, and you say, this has to stop. Now millions of people's lives are at stake just because a U.S. company wants a little oil, not even a little, a lot of oil from Somalia. I mean, it's so blatant. You sign a deal with the minister, the prime minister and the president say, we don't want this deal. So you hold elections, you bring in the former corrupt minister to replace the prime minister that doesn't like you, because this guy will do your bidding. He knows how the game goes. Like, that's enough is enough. And I'm going to do like a bombshell show on where do these raw materials come from, family, because we can shut them down. We can shut down these raw materials because it's because of us that they're here, because of our spiritual energy. That we have the diamonds, the gold, the ruby. We are the diamonds, we are the gold, we are the ruby. And that's why it manifests and is everywhere, all these jewels, family. It's because of us. But this is how they do it, over and over and over again. And there's not even one African organization that can stand with Somalia. And you know another reason this guy was targeted? Is because he was starting to align himself with Ethiopia and Eritrea and Qatar. And he was moving away from the Western influence. But it looks like the divided states has forgotten what happened with Black Hawk Down. Like, our Somalian neighbors are not to be played with, family. They are not to be played with. And I just pray that that revolutionary spirit in Somalia has not died. And that the people of Somalia, I'm even shrubbing, the people of Somalia, that the people of Somalia will receive the information, the real-time information of what is trying to be done in their nation, because they've protected their natural resources and they've paid the highest price. They've paid the price of civil war. They've paid the price of famine. They've paid the price of losing so many of their brothers and sisters to terrorism. They have paid the ultimate price, and having a nation, you know, that has lagged behind, all because they protected those natural resources, and may that spirit continue among the people. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, family, tuko pamoja.